Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. I have got another fantastic list of 10 movies for you to check out this July. Hopefully you'll find something that makes you a little bit curious or something that you didn't realise was on this service that you can check out. As always, this might not be the pinnacle of filmmaking entries, but it's some fun movies that I just want to recommend. Let's get started. Number 10, I Lost My Body. In a Parisian laboratory, a severed hand escapes its unhappy fate and sets out to reconnect with its body. During a hair-raising escapade across the city, the extremity fights off pigeons, rats, to reunite with a pizza boy, Neufel. Its memories of Neufel and his love for librarian Gabrielle may provide answers about what caused the hand separation, and a poetic backdrop of a possible reunion between the three. I Lost My Body sounds really wacky when you describe it, but seeing this movie, it's wonderfully drawn, it's a wonderful story, great animation, wonderful vistas, but at the heart of it is a lot of heart. This movie has a great romantic love story as well as the mystery leading up to it. We're introduced to Neufel, this character who's just struggling to find his place in the world, and with this love at first sight that he sees, decides to instantly make himself better. And we have this rich story of him coming out of his shell, becoming the person he wants to be, juxtaposed with this hand that's crossing the city, which sounds strange and unusual, but is wonderful and seems really part of the movie. It becomes across as a key element that I really liked. And all the while you're wondering how things are going to transpire, that he's going to lose the hand. It's part mystery, part romance, and it's just wonderful. Wonderful. Number 9, Observe and Report. Ronnie Bernhardt lives with his alcoholic mother. He's chief security guard at the Forest Ridge Mall, where he's in love with Brandy, a cosmetic sales clerk, and gets a free coffee each day from Nell, a cheery clerk in the food court. A flasher haunts the mall's parking lots, and at nights thefts occur. Ronnie is intent on catching the criminals, but has no investigative skills at all. Observe and Report is one of those really weird movies where it's kind of funny and kind of upsetting watching this character try to function in society, and how he constantly misreads situations, constantly doesn't understand the world that he is in, and keeps making all the wrong moves, keeps saying all the wrong things, and just doesn't realise what he's doing. Seth Rogen gives a wonderful performance as Ronnie, and this is one of those movies that is both funny and deeply uncomfortable while watching. Number 8, The Bad Batch. Arlen is a criminal, and she's been locked up in the Texas wasteland, fenced off from civilization. While trying to navigate the unforgiving landscape, Arlen is captured by a savage band of cannibals, led by the mysterious Miami Man. With her life on the line, she makes her way to the Dream. As she adjusts life to the Bad Batch, Arlen discovers that being good or bad mostly depends on who's standing next to you. The Bad Batch is a wonderful movie that you may have missed. It's just seemed to eke by on Netflix. Stars Jason Momoa as Miami Man, the sort of head cannibal. In this world, we have criminals just being locked away, put behind a fence in Texas just to do whatever they want, but to stay away from humanity, the rest of the clean living population. Unfortunately, you're not given the tools to survive in there, and there seems to be two camps. There is the camp of people who want to help each other out, want to make sure everybody survives, and then there is this camp of cannibals who are all bodybuilding, protein munching madmen by the looks of it. And there is hell to pay when you're stuck in there, when you don't know which side to stay on or who is an enemy of whom. This is a wonderfully staged, fantastically produced, set up an executed piece of filmmaking that offers real surprises and is something very different from the norm. Number 7, Bushwick. Texas and other states are trying to secede from the US, and NYC is being used as a negotiation tool. Lucy meets Stoop after coming up from the subway in a military invasion of Brooklyn. Together they decide to cross the treacherous 5 blocks of Bushwick, littered with looters, local militia and invading forces, in order to get home and reunite with Lucy's grandmother. This is a really great idea, and it never really has the budget to fully grasp all the chaos that could going on there. But what it does do is attaches to two characters who are stealthily moving through this city, who encounter the odd soldier that they have to take down, or the odd group of militia that they have to fight against. It's a terrific idea of this bustling city just breaking out in war, and how you would strategize, how you would handle it, how you would deal with people who were once your friend that are now enemy, people who without law suddenly turn to the violent side. But it's framed in an action movie and a thriller that entertains. Number 6, The Night Clerk. Bart Bromley is a highly intelligent clerk with Asperger's syndrome. When a woman is murdered during his shift, Bart becomes the prime suspect. As the police investigate closes in, Bart makes a personal connection with a beautiful guest named Andrea, but soon realises he must stop the real killer before Andrea becomes the next victim. The Night Clerk is a fascinating tale of this character who knows he doesn't quite fit in with society, but to try and fit in within his job, he's set up cameras throughout all the rooms in this hotel, and he kind of captures the footage to try and mimic some of the behaviour to fit in better with society. But on one of these cameras he captures a murder, but he can't tell anybody what he's been doing. And then a strange woman enters his life and starts to make Bart feel all warm and fuzzy. But is she really just playing him for the information, for the video footage, or is there something sweet and innocent about this connection? Number 5, Inside Man. Composed and meticulous, the soft-spoken and ingenious bank robber Dalton Russell has orchestrated the perfect heist, the Manhattan Bank at the corner of Wall Street and Broadway, along with dozens of hostages will be to his command. Try as he might, the rough hostage negotiator Keith Fraser is always one step behind the criminal mastermind. And what is more disheartening, the institution's silvered hair founder Arthur Case recruits the intelligent problem fixer Madeline White to retrieve something of paramount importance held within the bank. Inside Man is probably Spike Lee's most commercial movie, and it's wonderful to see this guy just playing in a genre movie, a bank heist movie. We get Denzel Washington as the good guy trying to negotiate with the hostage takers, and we get Clive Owen as the head of the hostage taker, who may be a bad guy in this one. And it just has all these wonderful set pieces. It has all these characters who are a little bit duplicitous about the way they're going about their business. You get a terrific idea of this wonderfully contrived heist, and you just get these characters verbally sparring against each other. There is constant twists and turns all the way through it, and this is a movie that is, for me, constantly rewatchable. Every couple of years I go back to it, and I'm always marvelled about how just entertaining it is. Number 4, The Trust. A pair of cops investigating a drug invasion stumble upon a mysterious bank vault, where they get the smart idea to try and break into it, and it could maybe set them up financially for the rest of their lives. The Trust stars Nicolas Cage and Elijah Wood, two actors who have a lot of kind of hits and misses on their CV, and this one is a wonderful kind of small movie where you get these two characters living up to the performances that they normally give, but it works tremendously well. They bounce off each other, they create this partnership that's incredibly fun, and you're never quite sure what they're going to discover when they get in this vault or who is behind everything. And it has these wonderful set pieces. It has a wonderful idea of these two characters just getting deeper and deeper into a situation where they really don't want to be, and is one of the better Nicolas Cage movies of recent years, of which there is only a handful. Number 3, Lady Bird. Christine Ladybird McPherson is a high school senior from the wrong side of the tracks. She longs for adventure, sophistication and opportunity, but finds none of that in her Sacramento Catholic high school. The movie follows the title character's senior year in high school, including her first romance, her participation in the school play, and most importantly, her applying for college. Lady Bird for me is just a perfect movie. It gives a slice of life, a turning point within this character's world of Lady Bird. She is battling against her mother. She's battling against the town. It just isn't giving her what she really wants. And throughout this year that we see her, she comes up against all kind of brick walls and tries to find ways round about them. Finally succumbing to this world, the place that she lives in is really a warm home that she's not really embracing while she's there. It's only going to be something that she realises how wonderful it is when she's out of it. And we get this wonderful relationship with her mother. We get to see Lady Bird as she deals with her friends, with her first love, as she tries to become the person that she wants to be. And it's just perfectly portrayed by Saoirse Ronan. There is nothing wrong with this movie at all. It's just impeccably made at 90-minute runtime with great performances and characters and set pieces. It's just wonderful to watch unfold in front of your eyes. Number 2, Starship Troopers. The time is the future. Johnny Rico joins the military after graduation to become a citizen and for the love of his high school sweetheart. In the war against the bug aliens of Klendathu, the military is a very dangerous place to be. Johnny works his way through several battles and with the help of his friends and comrades helps turn the tide of war and save the human race. Paul Verhoeven's wonderful, weird adaptation of a book that resembles nothing really to this movie other than basic plot lines. We are giving these wonderfully clean-cut characters as they are put through literal hell. Now there is lots of things within this movie that makes it resonant and constant today. You have this fascistic overtones of the government in this one. You have the wonderful special effects that hold up today are just terrific. You get the persecution almost of army and how that is dealt with. But it's wrapped within just a fun action adventure science fiction movie. Whatever you want, you could probably find something in here to enjoy. Personally, it's one of those switch off the brain and just watch the fantastic story unfold in front of your eyes. And I just think it's a great one to recommend. It's one that we've probably all seen and we haven't seen in a while, and it's worth just revisiting. Number 1, The Five Bloods. The story of 4 African American vets, Paul, Otis, Eddie and Melvin, who returned to Vietnam searching for the remains of their fallen squad leader and the promise of buried treasure. Our heroes, joined by Paul's concerned son, battle forces of man and nature while confronted by the lasting ravages of the immortality of the Vietnam War. Spike Lee delivers the movie that is impeccably timed. It's something that we needed just now, and it tackles both the lasting effect of war on these people as well as the constant war of civil rights, and it has the effects of not just the black Americans fighting in the Vietnam War, but on the Vietnamese people and how they were treated along the lines of the war as well by the Americans, and how everybody was just subjugated. But it's wrapped within this really novel war movie that has flashbacks that are wonderfully staged, where they use the old actors as their young selves without any CGI, or that's just who they are. It has these wonderfully kind of pulpy thriller elements of shootouts that look over dramatic and very movie-ish about them, but they're stunning to watch. And it's wrapped within this thematic that's extremely rich and pertinent today. You get Delroy Lindo giving what can only be announced as the best performance of 2020 so far, as a character who's deeply affected by this war and the way he sees himself perceived. And this is just a wonderful movie. It's action-packed, it's got great characters, it's got rich thematics at the heart of it, it's wonderfully filmed and edited and put together, and it's a highlight that I had to make my number 1 this month. I hope you check it out, and I hope you like it. So there we have it, 10 movies for you to check out this month, and I hope you find something there that makes you want to go and check it out, to discover a movie that you might not have known was on there. If you have any recommendations, something you think should have been on my list, or something I have egregiously missed out, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.